Party people, it's your boy Voltron Supreme coming at you with a Flexa Network AMP video. So I just got off of an AMA on Twitter, a Flexa Network AMP that was hosted by people who have connections to the top people at Flexa Network. You know, the guy who's hosting it has, Tyler Spalding's phone number, so he can quickly send a message to Tyler Spalding. And this was something that the community has needed for a while because, we got that SEC bullshit that's going on and people are scared. There's a lot of FUD going on. People don't know what's going on. And this kind of got the people together. It got people to vent. Some people were upset, because the token, took a dive and they're afraid that the SEC kind of screwed over the project. And then there are people who are saying, hey, there are big things coming with Flexa Network AMP, the AMP Foundation, Flexa Network itself. At the Twitter AMA, there were a couple of people asking questions about the AMP Foundation and what they believe the AMP Foundation is or what its purpose is. And I made a video about the AMP Foundation. If you guys haven't seen it, go check out the video I posted a couple of days ago. And, so everybody came on and brought up, what they think, what's happening. And it was pretty much anyone can go on there. Even if you were opposed to the project, you were allowed to speak freely as long as you weren't, just trolling for the sake of trolling. Because, there are people who show up just for the sake of being an a-hole and not actually having constructive criticism. One of the topics that did come up, and I didn't chime in, I should have chimed in, was the commercial that came out. So you guys, most of you have not by now have seen that commercial, and I found it interesting because I'm thinking there was a lot of subliminal messages in that commercial. For example, they had that symbol, and a lot of people are speculating that it's GK, and I don't think it is. Something's telling me that that might be the symbol for the AMP Foundation, and I say that because it's built in a gradient. It's got that gradient effect. At least it appears to have a gradient effect similar to the Flexa logo. It's like a gradient. So I'm starting to think it might be the AMP Foundation's logo. And then what really got me was, at one time people used to say one of the criticisms of having to pay using Flexa was that, hey, it's not as easy as it looks like. You have to find the app, then search the company. It took a while. It's like, it's not as simple as it seems. It's like, oh, I got to scroll through till I find the company. And it takes time. And, people hate that when we have credit cards, which are tap and pay. So the commercial was sort of like a tap and pay feature, similar to how the credit cards work now. And then it got me thinking, could they be working with Visa? Think about it. There are a lot of people saying that Visa is Flexa Network's competition, but in the crypto world, we're starting to see that who we think are enemies, who we think are competitors, are actually working together. Let's look at other projects that decided to, hey, we're not going to be enemies. We can work together. People who don't like alchemy and, prefer ankr, and people who hate ankr and prefer alchemy, the two work together, even though they are competitors. They found a way to get past all that and work together because they have a common goal to succeed. They both want to succeed. So Flexa Network speculation may be working with someone that can provide that tap and pay feature. And Visa would have that system already set up, that infrastructure set up where you can just have your Flexa on your phone, you tap it, and then it's processed. And why do I think it could be Visa? Because Consensus has partnered up with Visa. So it's not something unusual because Consensus and Flexa created the AMP token. And now that Consensus is working with Visa, they have that partnership with Visa, why wouldn't Flexa Network AMP have that same partnership or work on that partnership to create something like a tap and pay feature for crypto? So the long-term outlook, in my opinion, for Flexa Network AMP is bullish. I know a lot of people are still worried about the SEC. Eventually they'll take care of it. In the meantime, I'm just going to fill my bags because I know there's going to be a point, and my gut's telling me, not financial advice, not a crystal ball reading, but AMP is going to take off. Anyway, guys, I'm not affiliated with any of these companies. Always do your own due diligence. Until next time, peace out, safe investing.